There's a reason happiness feels temporary. You taste it for a moment, a raise, a purchase, a like, and then it disappears before you can name it. Now, it's not because you're broken, it's because the world you live in is designed to dissolve satisfaction. Now, you're trying to build peace inside a system that profits from your relentlessness. Now, the truth is, you'll never feel wealthy in a world where money itself is dying, because when your currency decays, so does your contentment. Now, I just quickly want to chuck this in here in case you haven't seen it as of yet. This is a free course of mine and it's called Sovereign by Design. Now, if you want to come and check this out, what I'll do is link this down in the description below. See, Fiat doesn't just inflate prices, it inflates desire. Every ad, every algorithm, every limited offer. They're all built to stretch your appetite faster than your income. You're rewarded for movement, not meaning, for spending, not sitting still. And every time the system prints more money, it prints more comparison, a higher cost of happiness. Now, it's why enough never feels enough. Now, you're saving in a language that loses value every second, so your peace depreciates with your paycheck. Now, a fiat economy is an emotional economy. It keeps you addicted to the next moment, because if you ever stopped chasing, you'd start questioning. You'd notice how debt feels like anxiety with numbers attached, how consumption looks like therapy in disguise, and how your worth has been indexed by your wallet instead of your integrity. Now, the system can't survive your stillness, and that's why happiness inside it always has an expiration date. See, you see it everywhere. The overworked executive, the influencer selling calm through chaos, and the parent who feels guilty resting. Now, everyone chasing more, but no one's defining enough. And they call it progress, but progress towards what? See, the irony is that happiness was never scarce. Attention was, and Fiat stole that first. See, there's a version of you that already knows this. The one who's had enough, not of life, but of constantly trying to earn the right to enjoy it. Now, you've had moments where you've stopped chasing. Maybe it was a quiet moment with no notifications, a walk where your phone stayed in your pocket, or the feeling of finishing something that actually mattered. Now, in that moment, you weren't rich in money. You were rich in margin, in space, in silence, and for a brief second, you felt what real wealth is supposed to feel like. Unhurried, unmeasured, and yours. Now, that's what happens when you stop thinking in melting money, when your sense of value stops depending on what's trending and what's aligning with what's timeless. Because peace isn't something you buy, it's something you stop selling. Now, Fiat trains you to trade truth for pleasure, to choose stimulation over stillness, and call it success. But Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin does the opposite. It rewards patience, integrity, and restraint. It's the same traits that make a human being fulfilled, because happiness isn't excitement, it's alignment, and alignment can't exist in a system built on distortion. So when you start stacking sats, you begin saving in honesty for the first time. Now suddenly your goals slow down. You want less, but appreciate more. You stop trying to escape the moment because you're no longer losing it to inflation. See, that's the paradox. Hard money makes life softer, and it brings gravity back to gratitude. Now, in a fiat world, happiness is a marketing campaign. In a Bitcoin world, it's a byproduct of sovereignty. Because when your money holds value, your emotions stop chasing validation, and you no longer need to prove success, you just need to preserve truth. Now, that shift doesn't just change how you spend, it changes who you are when you stop spending. Because you can't be happy in a fiat world, because the system sells happiness as a product. It gives you dopamine in exchange for dependency. Because once you step outside of it, you realise the real yield was never percentage, it was presence. Now, peace compounds. Anxiety inflates, and you get to decide which economy you live in. Now, you don't need to escape society to find peace. You just need to stop letting a melting currency define your worth. So stack truth, not distractions. Measure progress in patience and not price. Because the moment you stop needing happiness to feel permanent, you start becoming the kind of person who doesn't lose it. Now that's the quiet revolution. Now not wealth you build, but the peace you stop selling. Now, one last time, I'm just going to quickly chuck this in here again, Sovereign by Design, and if you want to come and check this out, there'll be a link for this down in the description below. Now, if you've made it this far, and if you're not too sure what to watch next, well, I have this playlist for you just here, which you can go ahead and binge watch if you enjoy watching my content, or if you just want a quick single little video, you can watch this one just here, recommended to you by YouTube.